If you've been on YouTube in any of the exercise or carnivore or really any type of fitness space, then I'm sure you've heard of all the rumblings of this sugar diet that's going around. And man, it's legit. It's a real deal. This is coming from a 2.5 year strict carnivore guy. You know, I mean, I was a true carnivore, only eat red meat and eggs, high fat, close to zero carb as possible. But man, I'm here to tell you, I don't know if that's the way, you know. Little bit of a rant on the carnivore deal is, man, they've almost turned into like a vegan type cult. Very dogmatic folks over there on the carnivore. Now I will say that you're going to get results on carnivore, yes, but I believe it is a tool that should not be. I'm becoming more and more of a believer that it should not be a long-term lifestyle. Now, some people, you know, you got your Sean Bakers and your Anthony Chafees and your Ken Berries and all these guys that can sustain a carnivore lifestyle diet for infinity. I just don't feel like, I feel like they're probably in the top 2 or 3% of folks doing this. But anyway, the whole point of that, me ragging on carnivore is not the point of this video. The point of this video is this sugar diet works, y'all. But it's not, you have to be sensible about it. You know, I'm watching a bunch of Mark Bell stuff, and I didn't know about Cole Robinson at first. I understand now that, you know, his character, he plays a character on there. He does have some good information, but Mark he's a little bit more low key and can kind of explain some things a little better than. Now, when Cole calms down and actually goes through the motions of what all this entails, he's very informative too. But I started this deal just to cut some weight. I had stalled out on carnivore like everybody that I know or have seen on the internet has done. I think your metabolism just grinds to a halt. And at this point, I don't think anybody can convince me otherwise. I lost 46 pounds on carnivore, but then it's like you hit a wall and that's it. I started this sugar diet 8 days ago. And when I say sugar diet, I mean fruit, a little bit of maple syrup. I eat some fruit snacks. I'll eat some lean protein on my protein days. Some vegetables, some asparagus, some broccoli, which honestly, coming back to broccoli, that shit's nasty. And I just don't know if I can get back into that from my chicken and rice and broccoli days. But I'm down 14 pounds. It has been the easiest intervention that I've ever tried. You can feel your metabolism ramping up. On carnivore, I never felt hunger. I would restrict all day and then more or less binge at night. You know, eating a pack of bacon pound of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground beef, 16-ounce ribeye, or some ground beef. Just way too much dietary fat, in my opinion. The biggest thing on this sugar deal. Now, I'm not. When I say sugar, I have yet to eat candy and drink. I'm not going to really eat the candy, I don't think. I mean, it allows you to be more metabolically flexible, yes, but once you know what's in all this stuff, you can't unknow it. And I will not drink soda. I'm just not going to. And that's just the end of it. I haven't drank soda in, I don't know, 22 years. And I'm not going to start now. But the biggest thing on this carnivore, or this sugar diet that I've come to realize is I'm just all around more happier. Like, my brain is just an overall sense of happiness. And that to me has been an eye-opener. Because once I figured out, well, I didn't figure it out. Once I consumed enough information to realize that our body runs off glucose whether you want it to or not. If you don't ingest glucose, or you don't ingest fructose and sucrose to convert to glucose, your body's going to make it regardless. So that kind of leads me to believe that if we give the body the fuel that we need, it might run a little better. And so far, I'm running pretty good on this deal. Will this be something that I do forever? No. For me, this is just an intervention, first of all, to cut weight. Back in June of 24, I was 302 pounds. This morning I weighed 252.8. So yes, I lost weight with carnivore, and yes, I am drastically dropping weight with the sugar. So I'm going to continue on with the sugar, get down to my goal weight. But this for me is a way to get into a sensible, well-balanced diet. And like Cole Robinson and Mark Bell says, this is a way to get your metabolism or your metabolic rate back flexible. On carnivore, they get you so scared to eat 1 gram of carb, 1 gram of sugar. And then when you do slip, because everybody I know has slipped. I mean, sweet stuff's good. Shit, man. Sometimes you want something sweet. But say you hit one little sweet thing on carnivore and you ain't had it in 6 months, I'm off the rails. Off the rails. And I think that goes for a lot of people. Whereas on this sugar diet, where else is there to go? Where else is there to go? You can have sweet stuff all day long. Fruit, to me, is sweeter than, I just don't need candy. Fruit is sweet enough for me to satisfy that signal in my brain. And by the end of the day, what's there for me to cheat or binge on? My brain is satisfied. My body is satisfied. And I go on all these carnivore pages because, like I said, I root for these guys. I mean, they're grossly overweight. They can't get it going. They might go a week and then totally fall off the wagon. I've been there. Like, that was me. But on this here, this seems much more sustainable. Now, my protocol, because a lot of people I see around YouTube comments ask, how do you get started? What do you start eating? Yada, yada, yada. I ask the same things. So I'm just pacing here. It's waiting for my wife to get so we can go to the gym, but figure I'd just do some I call it pregnant woman pace cardio. Anyway, so coming from strict carnivore, close to zero carbs as possible, this is kind of when I'm sugar fasting, 3 days on, 1 day sugar. So after that 3 days, on the 4th day, I'll do fruit in the morning and lean protein at night. So what does that look like for me? Wake up, 7 o'clock, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, maybe have me a smoothie. Later on in the day, cans of peaches, some oranges, dried fruit, freeze-dried fruit. Basically fruit and sugar. I mean, that's really it. That's really what it is. I felt like my metabolism is ramped to the moon. You can just feel it when your body's burning. You can just feel it. On my lean protein days, fruit during the day, chicken breast at night, chicken breast, some barbecue sauce on there, vegetables. I haven't really got into eating many vegetables again yet, but I'm going to ease those back in. Like I said, broccoli is just a no-go for me. I've eaten broccoli for 15 years, and I can't do that shit no more. But so anyway, bunch of rambling here. So anyway, 3 days of fruit only. Just do this, 3 days of fruit only. If you're hungry, eat. If you're hungry, eat fruit. On the 4th day, eat some fruit, eat some chicken, eat some shrimp, eat some turkey, something lean. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't never in my life had chicken taste that good after a 3-day fruit fast. And the kicker for me was there was no binging. It was just I ate a sensible amount of food and called it a day and was satisfied. So more or less any of these carnivores out here that have been programmed to think that all sugar is bad, all sugar is terrible, forever and ever, amen. I challenge you to open your mind. If you're stalled on carnivore, we all know why you are. It's because you fall off the rails. It's not that carnivore doesn't work. Carnivore absolutely works. How sustainable is it? Is the question. For me, I was able to sustain it, but completely burnout. Give it a try.